Many years ago when I was making layered videos, I was traveling through Europe, so I purchased an actual spiral-bound notebook and decided to keep a visual diary of the trip. But the visual diary was also going to be a way of testing different ideas of layering and how to balance out different layers of images, but doing it in a still frame. So what I would do is I would take photographs, get them developed on a 1-hour development place, and then I got a pair of cheap scissors and some store and some glue, and I just started to glue them together. It's always nice to set up a certain amount of rules, because if it's too open, people tend to flounder. So I decided, okay, everything must be done. If I am in Mykonos, before I leave Mykonos, it must be finished. And it can only be things that happen at that moment. And these are parameters that help creativity in a weird way, because they give you like a frame. This is a page when I flew from Greece to Nice, and it has part of a map, money, a boarding pass, etc. So it's just giving you a very impressionistic memory of that particular moment. And it's what I liked about it is that I was working on compositional ideas, but at the same time, I just got a pleasure out of the texture that you can't get in video of an actual collage. This was pre-Photoshop, and there's a beauty to the different textures, the edges. And then I started to become a little more self-reflexive, and this was a photograph of me cutting out a picture to glue onto the book, which is in the background. It was very freeing to make it, because unlike making a video when you're, sort of concerned about showing it to people, etc., this was a very personal book, and I didn't expect to show it to anybody, so it freed me up. One of the what I consider one of the worst enemies of creativity is this feeling that you're doing something that somebody else will see. So here I actually have a photograph of me holding the diary in which I was working on another photograph that was being glued on the diary. These are kind of things that sometimes I would think, they're kind of tacky or cheesy or whatever. And the beauty of allowing yourself moments to explore is that out of all this, you will have ideas that will definitely be cheesy. You will definitely have ideas that you cringe, but that's the point. And then you will have ideas that you never thought you would have. So to me, creating small works, not even necessarily in the medium that you're creating, are the best way to tap into creativity.
Do you ever, when you're doing something like this that's kind of more mindless and playful, like get the answer to a question you didn't even know your brain was working on?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because what you're doing here is you're hopefully focusing on this task, which is relatively simple. Oh, this image looks good, I'm going to cut it out and glue it. But what you're really doing is placing your mind in that creative zone, and that's what you want to do. I mean, I get the same results sometimes from taking a walk. I make a point not to listen to music, just to let my mind free run. It puts the mind in a place where it allows concepts and ideas to flow from unconscious to conscious.